Hi, Dana here with Sew Learn Create. I'm so glad you joined us today. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. And today we're drawing for the winner of my 25 subscribers giveaway. So let's draw a name. And the winner is Paula Henderson. So Paula, if you will email me, I'll put a link in the description box below with all the information, and I will send your gift card and your free gift on its way. So that's done. Now let's talk about today's project. Today we're going to be making yo-yos, and we're going to make some paperclip yo-yos. They're great for all kinds of people in your life. They make great gifts, and they're super easy to make and a great scrap buster. So let's get started. For today's project, we're going to make some yo-yo flower, and we're going to attach them to paper clips. I like to make yo-yos in all different sizes, as you can see, and they are great and very versatile, and they're also a super easy project. They're something you can carry with you when you're waiting on a doctor's office or a dentist with your kids. You can carry them in your purse, sew 4 or 5 of them while you're in the waiting room, and then you'll have a lot to work with when you get home. So here's how it works. You need something that will make 3 different size circles. I'm using a mug for my large circle, and I'm using 2 different jar lids for my smaller circles. So I have already traced my small and my medium. This is my small and this is my medium. And now I'm just going to trace around and make my large circle. Let's get my... You can use scrap fabric. It doesn't take a lot to make these, and as you can see, you can make a whole bunch at a time. So you want to place your fabric that you're going to trace. You want to place the pretty side down, and then you just take your circle that you're going to use, my mug here, and you place it down on your fabric, and then you just trace around your circle. If you're using a dark fabric, then you're going to want to use maybe a piece of chalk or a ballpoint pen, something that'll be easier to see. Once you've traced your circle, then you're just going to cut it out. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to gather it up so nobody's going to see this edge. We're just going to cut all the way around. I made a bunch of these paperclip flowers for a recent quilt retreat with my quilt group, and gave it away as a take-home gift. So now I have my 3 circle sizes. Here's my large, here's my medium, and here's my small. So I'm going to show you how to stitch the yo-yo just using my large circle, because it's all basically the same, just a different size. So you'll need regular needle and sewing thread, and just an all-purpose thread will work fine. Doesn't have to match, the thread color doesn't have to match, because again, when you put your button in the middle, you won't see the center of this, so nobody will see your thread that you used either. You want to thread your needle, make sure you tie a knot at the end, and then you're going to flip your circle, and you're going to start from the wrong side of the fabric so that your knot is on the inside. So I like to pull it all the way through, get my knot, and then you're just going to do what they call a basting stitch or a running stitch. And if you notice, I'm just about 1/8 of an inch from my edge. So I'm just gonna make a running stitch. Your stitches about 1/8 of an inch apart, but really that doesn't matter either, just as long as you go all the way around. I like to make my stitches and gather up about 5 or 6 and then pull my thread through. When you pull your thread, you want to make sure you pull it all the way to the end, and it's less likely to knot. When you get a knot is when you have thread on this side and on this side, and then it gets tangled. So just pull it straight and leave it flat for now, because in a minute we're going to basically gather it up in the center. So I'm going to go all the way around. This is a great project when you're watching a movie or binge watching those Netflix shows that everybody likes. Then you don't feel so guilty about binge watching because you've gotten something accomplished. Try not to catch your finger. I'm just going to keep going. I'm not worried about my stitches being even because, again, no one is going to see them. Main thing I want to make sure is that I stay halfway consistent on the how far away from the edge of the fabric I am. The length of your stitches apart really doesn't matter. Almost there. I think I got a little too much thread for this. My thread is a little long. Alright, now I'm back at the beginning and I want to make sure that my last stitch comes out on the right side of my fabric. So I like to take my last stitch, my next to the last stitch, making sure my circle's kind of flat so I can see what I'm doing. My knot is right here, and I'm going to put my needle and go to the front side of my fabric right next to my knot. You want to make sure that you don't go through your knot or on the other side, because then it won't allow you to gather your circle. So now I'm just going to pull my thread and it gathers to the center. And you want to pull your circle middle down, kind of like a flower leaf or a flower petal. And you want to gather all the way up. Sometimes I have to drop my needle so I can get it good. And now it looks like a little flower gathered in the middle and then a petal down at the bottom. And then I just take, while I have that gathered and held in my hand, and I just take a stitch, put my needle back through the loop, make a single knot, then I take another tiny stitch, put it back through my loop. This thread is really long, and make a double knot. And then I can clip my thread. Always put your needle back in a pin cushion of some kind, and I will tell you that the top of this pin cushion was made from a yo-yo. I'll show you in another video how to make those. So now once my yo-yo is gathered up in the center and it's secure, my stitching, then you're just going to take and you're going to flatten it out. And you work with it a little bit and push that center down. And now your yo-yo is complete. So here's a bunch that I've made, and you can see that my centers sometimes stand up a little bit more, like this one. Sometimes they lay a little more flat in the center, and for different projects you may want it to really rise up, but on this one it really doesn't make any difference. So to finish these off, you will need a regular paper clip in 2 different sizes. I used, for my bigger yo-yo, I used a large paper clip, and for my other 2, my middle and my small, I just used a regular size paper clip. And then all I did was I took my yo-yo and I hot glued a button in the middle right here, and then when I flipped it over, you just want to make sure that when you hot glue it on the back, you glue it in the center, but with this loop that you would put paper on is towards the bottom. So see how I hot glued here? You want to use a fair amount of hot glue to make it secure, and my loop is here so that it will fit on my paper. And that's all there is to it. Yo-yos are a great scrap buster, and they're also very versatile. So I'll show you some of the how I packaged up my gifts for my friends, and our project will be done. Now that we've finished our yo-yo flowers and we've hot glued them to our paper clips, let me show you how I packaged them up for my friends. I took just a piece of cardstock, I folded over the edge, stapled it, and then put a little strip of washi tape right across the edge. So I have this lip where I can put the paper clips. So I put my paper clips. I did mine with the big one in the middle and the two on either side, but it didn't really matter. You could go large to small, whatever you think looks good. Then I took and I packaged them just in a plastic sleeve that I got from Dollar Tree. It's one of their loot bags. And then I put my paper clips in the bottom and a package of tissues. Who doesn't need a package of tissues when they're at a retreat? If you get to laughing, you might laugh so hard you cry. We need tissues at our retreats. So also, they make just a cute gift. Great teacher gift, coworker gift, and they're quick and easy. I hope you liked today's project, and if you did, be sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, thank you so much for all my subscribers. I'm looking forward to another giveaway when I reach 100 subscribers, and we are well on our way to that. So, thanks for joining Sew Learn Create.